In Ghana today, as at 2025, buying a house can actually swallow your life savings at once. Now, on the other hand, if you're renting, it can drain you year after year with nothing to show for it. But here's where it gets a little bit, twisted. What looks cheaper at first could actually cost you much more in the long run. Imagine paying 2 years rent up front, and I'm talking about tens of thousands of cedis, all to live in someone else's house. Now imagine locking all your savings into a house of your own only to discover that you can't finish it, or the plot is sitting in a place where you don't even want to live in the long term. Now this is the reality of Ghana's housing system as at 2025. Now the question is, should you buy or should you rent your own? Owning a house has always been painted as the ultimate dream, and for many people, for many Ghanaians, it actually represents success, it represents security, and let's not forget, it also represents freedom from landlords. But you should know that a house is not just a building, it's a symbol of arrival. Parents often dream of leaving properties behind for their children. We see some families actually talk about building back home because to them it's a lifetime goal or it's a lifetime achievement. But the reality of building or even buying a house in Ghana as of 2025 is not that simple. Land prices in places like Accra have skyrocketed. Now let's look at some places in Accra like East Legon, Airport Hills, or even Cantonment. The prices there for lands are beyond the reach of the average Ghanaian. Even in the outskirts places like Pokwase or even in Kaswa, the prices of land we see are rising daily. A single plot of land in places like this can go for 80,000 to 500,000 Ghana cedis, and this is actually depending on the location of the plot in those places. Now, buying land is only the beginning because in building a home, it means that things like cement, iron rods, labor, and so many other things, they seem to never come to an end. And now many people start building their projects, they start from the foundation, they raise the walls, and then the money finishes. The structure is left abandoned, and before you know what, the place is covered by weeds. And this is because the dream was actually bigger than the budget on ground. Despite all of these, despite the challenges, the dream of owning your own personal property never dies because we see that people keep saving, people keep sacrificing, and this is because they are hoping that one day they will finally finish their own house and move into it. In Ghana today, as at 2025, buying a house can actually swallow your life savings at once. Now, on the other hand, if you're renting, it can drain you year